I'm so old. Smash out. Smash out. Smash out. A smash stream out. Base. 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 Mush. I don't hear myself. A smash you know I'm getting old. Alright? I'm like 1,000,000 years. One daughter. One daughter. One daughter. So pretty much gonna watch. It was pretty much anything. Pretty much gonna watch videos and then playing Roblox, and it's gonna be fun here. Yeah, it's trying to be as well. So um.
Huh, yeah. Oh. Go ahead. Huh, yeah. Oh. Rock, thank you so much. Go ahead. Huh, yeah. Oh. Rock, thank you so much.
Yeah. You know, we're in a okay mood. You know, it's a birthday. It's sad. You know, it's a birthday. I mean, I wouldn't say sad, but like this is like I'm getting old, and I don't like that. But you know, I'm still just kicking. I'm still. Actually, this channel is a 1 year channel now. Going to be, but it's going to be. It's will not May. It's gonna be 1 year old. This channel now. Yeah, it's a 1 year old. I'm making videos. Wonderful. I might go make another. I'm gonna make a video, but some of my videos I make is a little bit not like. It's still it's PG. It is PG. It is PG. Some of the videos there is PG. So I don't know, like a, a bit too violent and a bit too sari. Bad words. I don't know why I say sari, but I want swearing, but I just say sari. A bunch of bad words, but you know, it's just trying, and I think not trying. I don't know why I said trying, but I will, you know, we'll do more videos animation reaction. I never get to, but I will might do, but we'll wait patiently. I had you know other stuff to do, but I think I'm okay. But I don't think so. Okay, wanna watch Saber Spark? Saber Spark. Okay, don't be so like. Wait, I can't. No. There we go. Saber Spark. Hold on.
Conservative cartoons.
Go away. There we go. Save. Hold on. That's a bit loud. Hold up right there. Mouse okay? Why not? Hold on.
Conservative cartoons. A niche and bizarre genre of animation, to say the least. Mr. Birdchum, Chipchilla, the Tuttle Twins. All of them pretty bad. But none of them hold a candle to the worst one of all. Leo and Layla. a show that tried to excuse slavery since everyone was doing it. Don't blame me. I'm just, doing what was cool at the time.
How can you come here to the 15th century and judge me by your standards from the 21st century? For those in the future to look.
Alright, Zero Spark, let's see what you get with this.
Back and do this is, well, estúpido.
Captain!
Yeah?
Now, to be fair, saying Leo and Layla is the worst conservative cartoon is akin to saying that the Bronze
okay.
Bowl is the worst torture device in history. That may be true, but it's still torture nonetheless. I mean, would you rather crawl into a metal bowl with a fire lit underneath it and burn to death? Or would you rather watch 63 episodes of one of the most boring cartoons ever made? Yeah, put me in the bowl. Now, I heard about this series years ago, but only recently got around to watching it on my Twitch. Needless to say, I did not expect much. The series is about Leo and Layla, a brother and sister who use their time-traveling phone app to visit historical figures in order to get the real story.
Not like a time machine or a phone.
The first episode I watched? Yeah, Christopher Columbus. That was a mistake. My head is spinning. Why die on this hill? Most of us know Columbus as a controversial historical figure.
Sure.
Yes, he was once remembered, but through rose-tinted glasses. We know better now of his actual story, and it's not worth celebrating. The man was unequivocally
I don't know, but yeah.
a monster.
Sure. Yeah, sure. I know, but like, eventually, like, yeah.
There are multiple accounts from his contemporaries.
I'm not saying he's good.
Even
He's
from his
terrible,
own
of course,
crew,
but
where they are
I'm like,
this guy is completely unhinged.
Okay.
Like if I was Layla, I'd keep my mouth shut.
Okay.
Because the last time a woman spoke out against the Columbus family, they cut her tongue out and paraded her around town naked in the streets to be ridiculed.
Odin Valhalla Rising, now available on mobile and PC,
Oh dear, why?
exclusively with Google Play
Why did
Games.
all that? All that.
But in Leo and Layla,
Just extreme.
Columbus is like, hey, bro, you can't judge me. I was just doing what was popular at the time. And
No.
when Leo and Layla
Is that,
are like, well, slavery is illegal now, Columbus is like,
Yeah.
oh, what a relief. as I'm sure below deck lie the corpses of enslaved natives. You see, you all have to understand, Columbus was a victim of circumstance. He who has not cut off the hands of natives, watched them bleed out, and then paraded their corpse around town, tossed the first stone. Hey, who threw that at me? When it all comes down to it, Leo and
I
Layla is
did.
an
I told
absolutely
you.
mind-numbing experience. Everything from the voice acting, the characters' animation, the characters' personalities, the dinky toy store type music, and the god-awful animation contributes to a melting pot of conservative mediocrity. Oh, hold on, wait, what was that? Those characters. They look so beautiful. And that animation, it looks so... What are the origins of Leo and Layla? For the record, I want to make it abundantly clear that I am here as an advocate of quality content.
Okay.
Left, right, secular, religious. If said program is not good or entertaining, then it's already off to a bad start.
Okay.
Speaking of bad, the culprit behind Leo and Layla...
Remember the last video I did? I don't care left or right. I mean, I don't know. I'm not talking about it. Not talking about it. Not talking about it.
AKA PragerU, which is not an actual university despite its name. They're a conservative media and advocacy group that promotes conservative values via their articles, media, etc.
Okay.
One of said tendrils is PragerU Kids. Here, I'll let them explain.
But as you eat the roasted goose, your little sport insists.
Hey, Dad, did you know America is racist?
Your mind goes numb, your skin turns pale, and your heart aches with fear. Your child is being filled with lies, the babe you once held dear. But in that shocking moment, a man pops into frame. Could it be George Washington, here to save your child's brain? He snatched the screen and changed the thing to something that is true. It's an app with shows for kids. They call it PragerU.
First off, this thumbnail, it's hilarious. I love it. Next, the ad's tone is almost satirical.
That's wow. The ad. There's a lot of things I could talk about it, but I'm good.
Is America racist?
You will say it.
Of course not, son.
I want, but that's like, I guess I want to say it, but
George Washington, you know
I don't want to say it.
about this topic since you own slaves. In retrospect, maybe George Washington wasn't the best option for this commercial. Also, you can tell this was done for cheap because the guy voicing the commercial can't even afford a pop filter. He's like, Prager.
Think better, live better. Visit PragerUKids.com for free kids shows, cartoons, and books that teach classic American values.
So yeah, you can see the narrative and agenda right out the gate if it was ever
Yeah.
in doubt. An option for kids to avoid the woke and watch good and fun content. Like investing in stocks. Yes, that's an actual thing on their website.
Bye. Okay, go learn anything, but okay.
I'm sure the kids love this one. Now, Prager Kids has a few programs.
Don't
but
learn it.
none
I
of them are
don't know. I don't know
inspired or
this is good or
well-made.
bad. I don't
It's
know.
mostly history lessons and investment advice. I shit you not, they even have their own lame version of drunk history called TBH History. Take away the booze and replace it with horse blinders. Voila! There it is.
And in 1848, a German philosopher did just that. His name was Karl Marx, and he released a book titled The Communist Manifesto. Maybe you've heard of it, you know? A lot of people have heard of it. Some people read it. Most people don't care.
Now, their entire catalog has the production
Oh,
budget
no.
of a novice
He's a philosopher, right?
YouTube channel. Sure, it's free.
Yes.
Unlike Daily Wire Plus, but it's bad.
Dang, you're right, or not. I'm not just. I didn't want to. Where's my? There we go. My bad. We'll be back. But the ba.
Nonetheless, I also still stand by that kids have zero interest in this stuff. Their parents, however, do. I understand parents who want their kids to learn and not become victims to a skibbity brain rot.
I could say about this, about I don't know if you can say it, but I think it was say the parents' fault for giving the electronics of it. But say say that I don't want to much talk about it. All right.
But these shows are no Magic School Bus, no Time Squad, no Bill Nye.
No, not really. It's mostly like, just like no. It's just it's their own of their their own thing, right? And they cannot get all these because they already got their own thing and their own whatever, like I don't know, Hulu, whatever, right? But this is like on the right and made a little thing about the right things and the righty people about Cody Hotiques and other stuff, right? And they have people who could make animation for kids and about the righty Portuguese. So I'm just like,
And certainly no Liberty Kids. They are all just boring trash.
was sure, yes. Liberty Kids, oh my goodness, you pulled the goodies. Sure, what? Why not? Let's watch Liberty Kids one day.
Now, I'm going to do a proper deep dive about conservative cartoons and entertainment in the future. But for now, let's talk about the show this video is specifically about. Leo and Layla. Oh, I haven't brought up who made it? Well, that's because I can't find out. For some reason, they don't want to list themselves in the credits. I wonder why. Well, at least we can deduce the purpose of Leo and Layla.
Travel back in time with Leo and Layla's
so we don't even
history
know who the
adventures
voice
and
or
meet
anything.
influential people. It's Senator
Just
Kirsten
hide it.
Gillibrand,
Sorry,
your
the line.
DSCC chair.
I don't know. I
need your
don't know.
help
They just don't
immediately.
need to, right? Just cite it. Like whose
Proudly
voice
made
that? Whose
America
guy
the
voice?
great nation it is today.
You are amazing, Mr. Reagan. You saved everyone's lives and made them better at the same time.
Well, thank you, Leo.
Yep. Let's talk about a few of the episodes of Leo and Layla. According to this playlist on YouTube for Prager Kids, there are 63 episodes of the show. This includes episodes about Abraham Lincoln, Paul Revere, and Neil Armstrong, to name a few. There are also episodes about biblical characters, which feels a little misleading. We got Ruth, Moses, King David, Jacob, and Abraham of the Old Testament. Listen, Bible stories are all well and good. VeggieTales took great care of me on that front as a kid. But it feels kind of off here to be like, let's talk about Abraham Lincoln, a very well-documented man on multiple accounts. Okay, now let's talk about Abraham from the Bible as just as objectively. The majority of Bible stories are more like parables, not verified facts. Now, is there history in the Bible? Yes, but the court is still out on Moses, unless you're talking about the monkey version of...
Just check out the facts.
No! Hey, it's been a while since we've done that. Nostalgia critic, I see you. You're talking about my show. How dare you? I'm coming for you next, sir. YouTube beef? Let's do it. Doug, DM me.
YouTube. remember last time? I mean, it's a one to talk about. That was it is a little tiny of ham, right? What's going on? So
how do these
You're too
episodes
strong.
go down? Well, they
Nostalgic
usually start off
critic,
with
you're
Leo
too strong.
and Layla complaining or talking about a subject that leads into the necessity of a history lesson through Layla's magical time-traveling phone app. Now, they don't explain anything about their ability
like a
to time
phone,
travel.
really.
It's just there.
That's it's just boom, when 1800s about Hammy Ham Lincoln. Hammy Ham Lincoln. Hammy Ham Lincoln. Let's say Hammy Ham Lincoln. I'm messing up words, sorry, but the Hammy Ham Lincoln, that's I made that up. It's funny. It's funny. Okay.
Stop asking perfectly reasonable questions. Let's get going. I also want to highlight how insufferable Leo and Layla are. First off, they're not characters. They're props.
Okay.
Also, they somehow have
like that.
super characters. They're props. Also, they somehow have like super specific knowledge about historical figures and events, or have no clue whatsoever.
Who are these guys?
You're fighting Hitler? I know he's one of history's biggest bad guys, but what did he do again?
20th century.
Layla, how the sweet fuck do you not
Hey,
know about
don't
Hitler?
swear.
She's like, OMG, Winston Churchill? It's him. But like, Winston, who's this Hitler guy and what did he do wrong?
It's terrible. Just saying that name casually. It's just it's just history. It's his history. Okay, it's fine. It's okay. It's a education history lesson. Well, not lesson. History education for kids, but no, it's history about it. Isn't no right? No, never mind.
And Germany decides again to go to war, and again it chooses as its enemy the world. And this time they have that guy, Schrankly, that guy. And
Also, fuck this banner at the bottom of these videos. It's super annoying. So Leo and Layla
You really why you uncensored the bad words? That's I don't like that.
inexplicably can time
But you know,
travel.
it's a smash
But
out.
what's
Oh, you
worse
could watch
is how
anything.
unfazed
It's my
these
birthday,
historical
man.
figures are
Watch
when the
anything
kids
I want.
arrive.
It's a
They
birthday.
act more like
Smash
LARPers
out.
pretending
Watch
to be
indie
historical
videos
figures
and
of
yeah, Jennifer
anything.
as well.
What he meant to say, kids, is that we ain't never heard of no fancy door code, cause in our time...
Let's smash out. Yeah, let's watch anything. It was like okay. I don't not the best stuff. I'm thinking I wanted not to do that, but watch any video. But I mean, I will watch any videos on the live stream. I could, but it was like, I'm mostly, not the, like the dark. No, like this is into PG stuff, and that's what I like, and I want the channel to be PG friendly as possible, but. It's PG for the less. What I'm doing, I know it's PG, so we're good.
God damn it, you people are fucking insane!
So I've picked a handful of episodes to talk about in particular. Let's start off with Alexander Hamilton. Alexander Hamilton, yeah, you know the thing. This one is an example of playing it safe. The episode starts off with Leo joining a history club and wanting to campaign for a leadership position. But he feels like he might be just a bit too young for the position. Enter Hamilton, the first Secretary of Treasury of the United States.
Okay.
Now, relative to the other founding fathers of the time, Hamilton was pretty progressive and accomplished quite a lot in a very short amount of time. Hence why Leo is getting lectured by him. At the end, Leo was like, "You're right, Mr. Hamilton. I'll be just like you." Though it'd be funny if Leo was like, except for like getting shot, I won't die like you. Goodbye. Hamilton's like, wait, what? Shot? What are you talking about? That is a weird part of the time traveling aspect of the series. What about the historical continuity? Does the time traveling create a butterfly effect? The historical figures, once again, act like this stuff is normal. Oh, hello, Leo and Layla. You just missed the talking dog and his son just a few minutes ago. All in all, the Hamilton episode is a good example of a harmless episode, since Hamilton himself, though a very complicated and fallible man, is not an outright monster. I wonder if they'll keep that trend going. Next, there's Thomas Edison. Okay, it could be worse. You think they'll address the elephant in the room? You know, actually, I read about this. Apparently, that was false. I don't know. I need to look more into it. Maybe the episode will let me know. It doesn't. So Leo and this...
They don't say it because you know why? Because, you know, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. You know, it's the kids, you know. They will do the good thing. Like, he did a good thing for the American impact. Like, maybe impact a really, really good about it. You know, people love it. You know, it, how it fix change of America, change the, you know, the lifestyle, you know, we got light bulbs, right? By him. But is he bad? I don't know, man. A lot of people in history are bad, but some of them aren't bad. But I mean, that was a time, but I'd see this. He said like, it should be bad. I don't know. He said that like, it should be. They're bad. Forget that. Christopher Columbus. Yes, yeah, he's terrible. Shouldn't have done that, but like, he did it.
This episode wants to like invent a phone charging shoe or something like that. I don't know, it's stupid. So I guess he and Layla go to Edison for help. You know, they're lucky that Edison did not steal their idea. He probably saw it and was like, ooh, time traveling. Has it been
How does it
patented
work?
yet?
I could have invented. I did that. I did that. Not you guys.
I can do that for you. Now, this episode is mostly a rose-tinted rundown of Edison and his contributions with inventing the light bulb. Though, hey, credit where credit is due. The episode does state that Edison did not outright invent the light bulb, but he did help it to go mainstream. Also, I like how Leo won the contest with his shoe. And I gotta say, that trophy, I want that trophy. Good job. It's like a, you know, some asset from a program, just, you know, Microsoft painted over. Boom. You won. Then there's the episode about the peace treaty between Egypt and Israel. I'm sorry. I don't care how you spin this episode. No kid is going to care about this. Most adults don't even care about this. It makes me think about that old Rage comic with, you know, I'm Justin Bieber. And they're like, who cares? Well, hello there. Oh my God! Menahem between the Prime Minister of Israel from 1977 to 1983. He's here? Oh my God! Then there's an episode about John Adams and Thomas Jefferson, which is the best episode there is. Why? Because there's actual friction in this episode.
Okay.
And this one, Leo and Layla get into a fight and accidentally get transported to July 4th, 1811. Folks, I'm just going to say it. Probably not the best outcome that your phone can just randomly time travel an accident. Leo, get off my phone. Stop. Oh, where are we? When are we? Oh, this is worse than that one time during December 7th, 1941. I'm going to hell. In this episode, Jefferson and Adams are
I mean, jokes are made, but still, I know you could not do that. I don't want to do that. I can't do it. Cannot do that. But you know, like I shouldn't say it. Now I get you, dude. Yeah, I really like. What do you want to say a joke about? Like that's not a good joke, you know. Like I know that already, and he knows, but you know he wants to say it, but it's sent it to me. Nah, I'm good. I don't. That's just not a good joke. It's not funny. It's not a philosophy channel. The second channel is. I'm gonna say something, but
like
I'm
complete
good.
divas, which, hey, is 100% historically accurate. AKA Finally, something good in the episode to work with.
Adams?
Jefferson?
You're boring everybody. Quit boring everyone.
So for those who don't know, Adams and Jefferson were good friends prior to them running against each other during the election of 1800. They both talked shit about each other, as a politician does, and were at odds for some time after the election.
The 19th
John
century.
Adams even skipped out on Jefferson's inaugural speech because he was just so pissed off about his loss. The two eventually reconciled via
Founding
letters.
fathers.
So the idea of leveraging that
Discover
into
America.
Leo
Will
and
become
Layla
America.
having a fight is not a bad idea. It's just funny as all because when John Adams died, his last words were, "Thomas Jefferson survives." Like, I can only imagine the same for Leo being like, Layla survives. Bleh. Only that Layla died a few hours beforehand. Oh, history, you wildin' out. And then we got the most egregious episode of all, Christopher Columbus. Oh, the dislikes on this episode. It starts off super awkward, with Leo and Layla feeling weird about their feelings about Columbus Day. Once more, what 8-year-old child would be Googling about Columbus?
The side against Columbus says he was a really mean guy who spread slavery, disease, and violence to people who would have been better off if he'd never gone to the New World. Ouch.
Especially because it conflicts with his moral
I was Columbus. That's what he did. Discovered America and then like found the Indian people, the Native American people, right? And like, I always killed him. No, like, come on. But that's, I don't know what to say, man. Okay, it's just happened. It's terrible, yeah. But I hope they hope. I mean, we know it's bad now, right? We know it's bad. We know that the race diseases, racing car is bad, right? Sleeves are bad, you know, and we all know that, right? Because that was the 19th. But racing cars still going on till this day, so it's
Googling about Columbus. This is stupid. So Leo and Layla go to the source and talk to Columbus himself. You know, just a really sweet guy.
Well,
you had to know him, folks. You just gotta know him. I like how Columbus, when he first sees Leo and Layla, was like, who let the slaves out from the lower decks? I'm not joking. He even calls them Indians. This guy is just that stupid. Terrifying.
Nothing phases me. What, you from the future?
How'd you guess?
Either that or Indians? I've kinda had a hard time telling who's what lately.
And so it begins. Columbus apologist rant number 1. He was a go-getter. He studied so much. He was courageous and explored so he can bring back spices to Europe.
Did he?
But only because he really wanted to explore.
Hey, Jersey, as your governor, I'll actually lower your taxes. No way. Yes way.
I mean, I want to learn. History is fun. It's really cool, but not really because you know it's
Got it.
because some of the history is cool, some of them are just like really like how it was back at the day back then, and how people was like, and
What kind of amazing things, Columbus? You
knowing all the
bring
technology
hope.
and lower it was
You
like
didn't.
no,
And
it's
you
like
had to find something else to make up for it.
show
What
how
could
like
that be?
less modern
What-
and
what-
less
what
things
possibly could you have
and
brought instead?
how people
What
think
is
about
this
it and then
terrible
about
cries of pain
fixing
from
or not
below
fixing or
deck?
some bad stuff or the good stuff.
Hey, don't you worry about that. Leo is about to grill Columbus.
Okay, now that we have the backstory, we've got some questions. There are a lot of people in our time upset about how you acted once you found all these amazing things in these new lands.
Ah, that's right. You said I'm controversial.
Again,
Controversial.
what a weird hill to die on to try and
Yeah, why
rationalize
you
the devastation of Columbus. There's even a moment where he's like,
people.
oh, some
Well,
of these natives were peaceful and
because
smart. But
that's
Columbus is
because
on
I'm an evil
record
man,
where he
so.
said, quote, they do not bear arms and do not know them. For I showed them a sword that took it by the edge and cut themselves out of ignorance. They have no iron. Their spears are made of cane. They would make fine servants. With 50 men, we could subjugate them all.
So they
Make
had the
them
people
do
are saying, wow, they're
whatever we
saying they
want.
don't have much good stuff.
End quote. Yeah, you know, just folks,
No,
just a
no,
swell
not
and normal person. At
no
this time of the
materials.
episode, Columbus
well,
flips the script with the accusations.
wow.
Goes on the attack, claiming that the natives were the savages and weren't a pillar of morality.
Hey, all the things that are bad in the world I come from, jealousy, lying, murder, war.
Do you want to say it's that's how it
all
is? That was
exist in
back
the
then.
land I
That's how
just
history
found,
was.
too.
That's how we
But
think.
In Europe, we draw the line at things
We
like
think
eating
bad because we
people
don't know
and
much
human
stuff. I
sacrifice.
guess that's all the things say.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Listen,
But
I'm
that seems
just
that
like any
maybe
other
the truth,
red-blooded European.
but,
You
yeah.
know, we draw the line at cannibalism, but the warring, enslaving, pillaging, raping, murdering, and disease spreading, that was just the way things were at the time. And I was a normal person.
Some things are clearly bad, no matter when they happen. But for other things, before you judge, you must ask yourself, what did the culture and society of the time treat as no big deal?
It's just so funny how defensive Columbus
Uh.
gets. He's like, do you think you're better than me? Just because I took advantage of natives?
I mean, you discovered America, but the thing you did is like, I don't know, that was like, you just heard about the full of Columbus' life, what he truly is. Like, oh, I didn't know that because he discovered America. You know, that's why he's like why he's good, because he did discover America. But that was the one thing he did good. But the other things is lots more than just it's just bad more than the one good thing is discover America. And North America, whatever you want to call it, South America, but discover America. But it's just some kid like he did bad. The teacher like no. Okay, well, okay, yeah, someone to tell you, but
cut off their hands, stripped them down, and made them freeze to death during a 10-week voyage across the Atlantic? Get off your high horse, Leo and Layla. Also, it's funny to hear Columbus use God and missionary work to excuse himself, and then be like, it's better to be a slave than murdered. Buddy, you did both.
Being taken as a slave is better than being killed, no? I don't see the problem.
Then Leo and Layla are like, slavery is over during our times. And Columbus is like, oh, thank God. I totally wish I could have protected.
So people are saying like slavery's like gone back, but like, oh, good, but at my time, we need him. And they say it's okay. No, it's not. No, it's not. But this is like a 15s, hundreds. So, you know, they know and they think, that's a good idea. And like oh good, like oh back in the day we don't have that anymore. Like oh oh goodness, and you know, but he goes say like oh this is a 1500, so I had to. But he's do you need to? Oh, it's just like an evil plan about their like no evil, a great of destruction and. Look at what's planned, whatever. Of like, I think I could use some guys. Sleeves. Really?
Anticipated, but you gotta understand. I wanted to make money and hurt people. And then he gets indignant that he's being judged.
But you said you're from 500 years in the future? How can you come here to the 15th century and judge me by your standards from
that
the 21st
was my time.
century?
It was that time.
Again, it's just so funny to hear Columbus bring up being a Christian as a shield and how it conflicts with
And
his
he did that
beliefs.
stuff. And
You know,
is
I
that
could've
good?
sworn
No.
there was like a story in the Bible about like this Jewish people being enslaved by Egyptians and how that was wrong. What was that story? I can't remember. Nostalgia Critic covered it recently. Ask him. At the end, Columbus is like, don't judge me. Judge the cultural status quo of the time I existed in. And you know what? Sure, yeah.
Sure.
You're still a bad dude.
Mostly,
You
yeah.
participated in slavery and genocide. And even your colleagues from your time thought you were a monster and a bad businessman on top of that, too. You even got arrested for tax evasion, got arrested by the royalty of Spain, and for some reason, they were like, oh, you know what? Get out of here, you scamp. Go off on another expedition. What's the worst that can happen?
But yeah,
You're a courageous explorer, and you've given me a lot to think about.
can you explore? That's what you,
You're welcome, kids.
well, okay, you didn't want to explore.
Let me
Like,
lock
are
you
there
up
more
and show you
ants,
to the
right?
King and Queen of Spain.
So yeah, PragerU, trying to rationalize slavery, conquest, murder, it's not a good look. Leo and Layla are obviously pro-American propaganda. But even this is a hard sell. Columbus is just that abhorrent. Now, I understand the argument of social norms during periods of history. Thankfully, times have changed. And mostly for the better, too. But to only highlight the good, to dismiss the bad, which we can learn from, and then to get defensive of social norms from the time? It's a mask-off moment done in bad faith and just unbelievably
I think they explained like how bad Columbus
if it
is.
can
Like,
get any worse than Columbus.
oh my goodness.
Yeah, right. Good luck with that. Good luck topping that one. I can't
Base.
think of another
Remember that
person
video?
who is more worshipped by Prager. Oh no.
I miss voting for that man.
Well, here we go. This episode starts off with Leo just
I don't know much about
destroying
him.
a neighbor's
Sorry.
property. That
I don't
there's
know.
no
It's just
explanation
thinking
why.
just the
He
president, but
destroys it.
I
I'm not kidding.
really
He's
hear
like,
about
I'm
him.
doing it because Reagan tore down the Berlin
Reagan.
Wall. I'm just like him. Then comes a wave of so much dick riding that you would think that Richard Nixon's wife was in office. We then time travel to 1889, an ancient time. And Leo is at the Berlin Wall, and Layla, like, gets teleported somewhere else. She's, like, walking around like a South Park character. I don't get it. Leo then talks to Reagan and highlights all of his international and domestic policies. Or not all of them, just the, quote-unquote good ones.
I think I could say that.
Anti-communism,
Yeah, I think I could
Reaganomics,
say that.
and
It's
ending the
okay.
Cold War, to name a few.
That's fine.
Hey, what about Reagan discontinuing federal
Communism,
funding to
that's
mental
okay to say.
hospitals?
That's
Not going to mention that. What about getting involved in Central American politics and going around the back of Congress? No? Not going to mention the high treason? Oh, okay.
But the sails were uncovered by the press. Reagan and North began to stress. Cause what they did was technically high treason. But it was totally justified.
PragerU has a narrative here. And it's not to properly educate people about history. It is to massage
Crazy,
the ego
they're
of
actually
American
some
patriotism.
bad
They
wrestling in
lie
the
by
2000s.
omission. And that is a disservice to the truth. Folks, we can have conversations about the accomplishments of historical figures. But we can also acknowledge
Right
that
now,
not
it's
everybody
just
was a saint.
boring.
But that can only go
I see.
so far.
I see. The
Columbus?
2000s, I think.
Absolute buffoonery. Pick a new character.
That
There was an episode of Canada that was
okay.
able to approach this
We
in a
all
nuanced
know
way.
about him.
And it
Yeah,
was
we all know.
how I
but
learned to stop
whatever.
worrying and
Don't
love
talk
the
about him.
Alamo. In this episode,
Because
Bobby
we
gets a
had,
new
they had
Texas
to.
history book,
They had to.
but it barely mentions the Alamo. Hank is outraged, as the Texas patriot that he is, and gets the chance to showcase an Alamo play with another concerned parent, who ends up bastardizing the play with historical revisionism. At the end, even though Hank wanted to stop the play, he allowed it, because these folks had the right to say what they wanted to. That is their constitutional right. He did, however, set the stage. This is how you do it. You can admire the actions of individuals, even though they are a product of their time.
Best
You
thinking
can
and
also
knowing
acknowledge their courage and
actually
bravery, but also bring up the
being
less than
human.
If you or someone you know hates
Being
ads with a burning passion,
of
Pi
what
is here to help.
need to
This
be
is
is
Pi.
a
It's a free
good
browser.
person, human.
unsavory things they did. Anything else would be a disservice to the truth. Leo and Layla do not care about the truth. They only care about making America look good.
We're called the United States for a reason, and our citizens need to always remember that being an American is special and should be a source of pride and patriotism.
I think people in our time need to take your advice.
So, what are my overall thoughts about Leo and Layla? Well, let's break it down. I suppose we'll start with the most obvious point of contention. It's crappy animation. I mean, it's hard to even call it animation, since it's more like cardboard cutouts being tweened across the screen. You would think, with the advantage of going back in time with historical figures, the showrunners would take advantage of numerous sets and scenes for our characters. But no!
I feel like you
usually
could do better,
Leo
though.
and Layla standing in one place, asking questions and going, golly gee willikers, I didn't know that, as their arms flail around.
How can a king break the law? I thought kings made the laws.
Great question, young man.
Design-wise, I've seen worse. Leo and Layla being pink and blue kind of clashes with the historical figures, but, you know, whatever. But the movement of their body, their mouths, the composition of the scenes, it's all so stale and idle. Do something. I mean, sure, you get some flashbacks that show the historical figure of that episode doing said thing, but even those moments are just as static and boring. It is wild to me that one can find original, independently driven animated shorts on YouTube for free that are a million times more dynamic and satisfying than this Leo and Layla schlock.
What should we name him? Maybe something like, Maggot?
Whoa. Ronald Reagan, the actor?
That's crazy. Possibly spend so much money on this animation, and others are like, they're probably made like, maybe, I don't know how much, let's just say $10,000. But I think they did a bit more than that, really. But this is probably like, probably $1 million or something. I don't know how much to spend it on this animation. It doesn't even look good. They could do better. If someone knows about animation, like these idol animation, they could make it better. But they're the right what are the keys? They don't know much. Like, they're old, right? They don't know much. But whatever, man. Whatever.
Became president?
Yeah, a really
No, I think I could say.
What about the voice?
I think I could say that. I don't know.
Nice to meet
Something
you,
like it.
Leo. I'm here in Berlin to stop the communists and end the Cold War.
That's it? That's your Ronald Reagan impersonation? Bro, I can do better than that. Tear down this wall. Or maybe, I don't know.
Tear down this wall. Ronald Reagan punch.
Leo and Layla don't fare any better. Just stiff performances across the board.
Reagan punch.
The deliveries come
Like
across
Falcon
as
punch,
very
but Ronald Reagan punch destroyed
insincere,
the walls.
brainless, and condescending. Wow, that's Ronald Reagan?
Yes.
I sure love Ronald Reagan.
It's
He
so
was the
like
president. Wow, jelly beans.
I brought jelly beans.
Leo, thank you. That's my favorite
with
snack.
jelly bean. Oh my goodness, it's jelly bean. Ronald Reagan said.
That's the main
Oh my,
culprit.
me too.
The main
Me
characters,
too. Oh
the
my
historical
goodness, it's jelly
characters,
bean.
just everything about this show is boring. Like I
Yeah.
said, Leo and Layla are more like props than anything. Which is a damn shame, because history has a lot of potential as a plot device. I love history. There are so many incredible and fascinating things to learn about the past of humanity. Some good, mostly bad, but all worth remembering. And in the hopes that we are improving as a species. There was a time where public executions were an event you took the family to. Nowadays, we take them to go see Despicable Me 4.
But right now, yeah, still,
Jokes aside,
there's stuff going on
only
about
the
the best stuff.
accomplishments from historical
And
figures, and to view history through rose-tinted
wars,
glasses is a massive disservice to history as a whole. I remember being a little kid in the 6th grade and reading a book about Colonel Custer and his valiant last stand. How he went down swinging with his men bravely against the overwhelming forces of the savage Indians. Wow, I thought at the time. What a hero! Then
Was
I
he?
discovered the truth later on in life. Much like Columbus, this guy too was a monster who slaughtered unarmed women and children. He was an instrument of
I
destruction
heard of him.
and violated multiple treaties against native tribes. And at the end, his hubris would be his downfall, as he got spanked by the Native Americans. Now, I bring this up for two main reasons. Number one, guess how old this guy was? Go on, look at him, take a guess. You're wrong. He was 36.
Okay.
Oof. Man, he looked rough for 36. I wonder why.
The
Number
thing with
two,
Abraham Lincoln,
history
he
painted
rough
this
too. He
man
went
as
through
a
a lot.
glorified hero, and I fell for it as a kid. In reality, he was a pompous, egotistical man who murdered innocent people. And that is where Leo and Layla strike out. It lies through omission and really only shares the positive impacts of said
Like,
historical
you could
figures.
do better. You could do
And
actually
even then,
like actually
that's
speak
up
the
for
facts of like.
debate. There are a lot of mask-off moments in the show.
I don't know. They could do better,
Sure,
but
Columbus
I guess
was a
it's just
murderous slave owner
I don't know,
who
cash
often
grab
betrayed his
type of
own
thing.
men.
Because they don't really care. They
But
don't,
he
they just
kind
give
of
up like
discovered
year.
America.
It's like this. Alright, animated, doing whatever. I don't care, and yeah. I said it is a kids show. Yeah, they still don't care. But I know like they're thinking, they're writing actually. They approve. They're actually making stories. They actually what it's called. What they want is the animation item. What the animation will be, the characters and everything of this backstories and everything, right? They proving and make it better, make it cool, make it awesome. This they give up. They give up. They don't care.
So who cares? America! It's the American flag! It's the American flag! In my opinion, you got to take the good with the bad. Have some shame with your pride. George Washington could have become the de facto king of America and
Our first
ruled
president
until
in
the
the United
end of
States.
his days. But he stepped down. Only one
He's old.
president in American history has ever had more than 2 terms. And that was because we were in the middle of World War II. Washington set a precedent that is still observed to this very day. And it prevents a lone person from ever becoming the lifelong leader of the United States. However, George was also a slave owner.
Yeah.
And we cannot dismiss that fact. By the way, and this is not sponsored, I highly recommend Washington, A Life by Ron Chernow for a full-on biography of George's life. It is exceptionally good.
Okay.
And it shows how complicated and conflicted a person like George was. But I digress.
Oh, person.
I don't want to hear excuses for Columbus or omissions for other historical figures. PragerU has some nerve to be in the camp of, they're erasing our history. But then
But
feel
no.
Leo and Layla that
They
ironically
kinda changed it,
erases
I think.
history.
Yeah.
I wish they delete their
Thanks.
phone app instead.
They're
Should
like,
have kept my mouth shut.
In conclusion, Leo and Layla is just another miserable addition to the crappy world of conservative cartoons.
I don't care.
What
One more to say. Okay, we all know.
Odin Valhalla Rising, now available
I
on
think I
mobile
wanna-
and PC. Exclusive.
Once more, I am working on a video covering this topic in the future. A shocker! It'll come out during the elections in 2024. But as someone who grew up in a Christian and conservative household, I've had my fair share of being in a targeted demographic. And in my opinion, both audiences, which often overlap, tend to get the bottom of the barrel results. Why? Because for a lot of parents, they don't care about quality. They don't see these shows
they don't
through
care
the eyes
about
of being a
Don't
child.
care about it.
Instead, they're easily swayed, scared, and or conned into buying these shows and subscription services because they are in line with my values and beliefs.
They're all about their money.
Sure,
They don't
that's
care.
fine. Do that if you want.
Yeah.
Vote with your wallet. That is
That's
your
not-
choice to make. But look me in the eyes and honestly tell me
Make-
that these shows are actually good.
Yeah.
Based on the merit of entertainment, engagement,
Yeah,
laughter,
engagement.
inspiration, quality, design,
I don't know where I
sincerity.
forgot, but yeah,
Will they
engagement. Come
actually
on, man.
endure for years to come?
Or whatever, man.
Or were they just a flash in the pan
but
to
it's- I'm
convince
telling
you
you,
to
it's-
buy a
I
subscription
know.
service that makes you think that you're making a difference? Personally, kids nowadays barely even watch cartoons anymore and are more
Yeah.
obsessed with YouTube.
And other type of YouTube. That's true. That is, I think that's true. I mean, if they don't give them electronics, if they're a young age, right, to like can let them watch Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon and other stuff, right? Maybe But now it's just like here, a tablet. Here, a tablet. There you go. And it works. And it's yeah, it works. You don't need to pay any money. Just buy a tablet and then there. Boom. Problem solved. I mean, you guys know how. Well, the reason why they did that is just they have a job. They have, they have a lot of stuff, life to need to do. Never mind. So yeah, like a tablet there, and it's just because they have stuff, they have neat thing to do. The debt, the bills, the job. They're tired, and they have a kid. Give her a tablet, and boom. But they don't want to be much work a lot of stuff because being parents is difficult, and I don't know why they want to do that. But sure, you want a family, go ahead. But they want a family. They want you gotta do sacrifice and other stuff. They did. They want a family. They know what's the worst thing is coming up. That I think we're ready. I know it'll be a heck of a heck. Then they're ready to be a family. That. So yeah. But Our next video, what we go? How much Saber Spark? Oh yeah, I could watch a little bit of May animation. Why not? I don't know, there's a lot of stuff here. May animation. I had some stuff I haven't watched. I don't know, why not? QA.
Cameras rolling and go. Well, you've guys been waiting for this, so why don't we just dive right in? Who's your best friend in the whole world? You, obviously. I've been with you since we were 5. People who didn't think that we were actually friends, well, you were wrong. Do you have a murder drones OC? Do I have a murder drones OC? Yes, and I'm happy to tell. I made one not long ago and I named her serial designation M, and her full name is May.
Great
Her
artist.
big sister is V, and
She's
she was
great
one of the
artist.
first ones to
Great
be turned into a
animation.
disassembly drone by Sin, who used to be her best
You
friend,
draw
but
base
turns out
girl.
she was tricking
Can you
her.
do that?
I have animated
Oh,
my OC in
base
3
girl.
scenes, and here's what she looks like in all the episodes. What's your favorite breed of cat? I have a Bengal mixed with a Maine Coon.
To be honest, she's good. I know she's good because that's like so much time and it looks good. If she's going actually full like hard, going to go on pro, going literally like going literally on blood mode, her animation will be just possibly just next level. She never like done it before, never like ever see how good and never done it before, right? We never seen that how good that animation could be if she go hard mode. Go pro. Anyways.
But calico cats are my go-to because of their nice fur pattern.
Okay.
What made you choose your orange shirt / sweater color? Also, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? I was thinking of making my shirt pink until it wasn't really my favorite color and it didn't suit me at all, so I went with yellow, a color that I'm so obsessed with and still am, but it didn't go with my character's white skin. So I went with orange, a color that pops out more and
I
a
agree.
color I don't think any other YouTubers ever used. So there
Okay.
you go. And I think a woodchuck could at least chuck 17. Do you listen to Vocaloid music? If not, that's fine. Ooh, when I think about it, no
Right,
one's actually asked me that
character
before.
development.
But I do listen to it. I love Miku and Lin. They're my favorites from their color scheme and their voice. My favorite song from Miku is I'm Not Human, and my favorite song from Lin is Demon Girlfriend. So who inspired you to animate?
You can't do that, man. If my thing stop every good. You cannot I don't know, I don't know. I don't know, like, is that okay? Are we okay? I don't know. I think we're good. We're good. Just don't, I don't know, I don't know. I cannot say it because I'm scared. I think we're good. I think we're good. We're fine. Everything's all fine. Are we good? We're fine. Okay. Don't do that, please. Because I can't. I just can't. I don't know. I just can't. I don't want to scan because I'm spoiling it. Okay. Moving
I
on.
have 3 in particular.
I
Ice
don't-
Cream
I don't-
Sandwich, The Amazing, and Sparky Animates. Ice Cream inspired me because I didn't think that I'll get that much attention from my simple art style. The Amazing
To be honest, I think it actually cool. I see so much small animation story time where small animation people that got like more than me and anyone like up to 10k or 1k. That's good. Or even if it's possible 100k. For example, Shortcake. He had 300,000 because you gotta think. That's one. You gotta think, is this good video or not? You gotta think, of like a good video. It want to be like attention. To me, I don't want the attention. I could make a good video, I know, but I don't want much. I don't want to get attention or any subscriber, but I'm okay. I'm doing it for fun. But if I want, but I'm not greedy. That's the one thing I don't want. I'm not like I get attention. I want attention, views. No, that's not why. That's not why I do. That's not who I am. That's terrible thinking. I'm not a greedy person. That's greedy. That's mostly not every YouTuber, but some of it. They want attention. I want views. Like that's really unhealthy and how not mature enough. Not mature person. It's just straight up not everything. Just for the views, really. To me, I just don't like that. It's just like it doesn't seem right. I had to check again. I'm sorry. They were good. They were good. I think I'm fine. I think I'm fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Hope so. Hope so. He's expired. Why am I expired? No, no one. I don't. Myself. This is me. I mean, I was expired myself. Okay. Nothing expired. But something you guys expired. But to me, it's I'm old. I'm growing. I'm like 35 years old. Not really. I'm joking. Okay.
Inspired me because he's also an Aussie, and I didn't think a lot of people.
Yo, you could actually get to him. You actually able to talk to him. You could, male animation, but can't be there. Can't be there with him because I want elimination, man. Elimination. I want to talk to her, but I don't know. But that's like the difficult to talk to her. I don't want elimination. I want to talk about base. Base. What happened?
And we Aussie, and I didn't think a lot of people will like to listen to my accent. Sparky inspired me because she's around my age, I think, and we have like the similar.
If you do animation, it's like it's
what
just
do you
good.
use to animate? All right, I had so many comments for
What
the
do you
exact
use?
same question, and let me tell you my answer. Different softwares don't change your animation skill. For example, you could have FlipperClip and be really good at animating. You could have Adobe Flash and be really bad at animating. Pick a software that suits you, not a software everyone else uses. Since you're British, can you say a bottle of water? You think I'm British?
Bottle of water.
I said I was Australian most of my vids.
Australian?
It says I'm Australian right here. But I could do a good British accent, no? Excuse me, can I have a bottle, please? What did you do to Anthony? Where did he go? He's okay, right? Yeah, he's fine. Don't worry about him. Yeah, don't worry about him. What's your opinion on LGBTQ?
Good.
I don't mind it at all. I'm not a part of the community, though. But if you are, that is totally fine. It's good to be you. Can you do a frontside gazelle dolphin double flip with going off the highest high dive and spinning continuously at a 50 RPM?
Right.
Just wondering.
Okay.
So, do you like plushies?
Yes.
I do actually.
Yeah.
I don't love them. I don't hate them. They're good. They're nice to cuddle with. And here's all of them.
Okay.
Here are the two lovebirds. Yes, I could tell my Metadrone fans are screaming right now. Are you going to make any gaming videos, or are you just an animator? At the moment, I just want to do animation, and I've been doing that for a while. But I did stumble across a channel called Wildcard, which is a bunch of popular YouTubers such as Jaden Animations playing puzzle games together.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They do anime, but do other things instead, just animation, because get a break or something now. Good. Like me, I do reactions, right? I know what I do, but I want to do other stuff. It take time of philosophy stuff. Go.
And it would be fun playing with some of my friends or YouTubers my age. So that could count as a collab in the future. What's your
collab with me.
Anime? Mine's Demon Slayer.
Well,
I'm into Spy
we
Family
could play
and
Roblox.
Beastars.
I don't know what the heck.
And my favorite anime movie is My Only Girl and Totoro.
Oh.
Why did and
Beast Star. Mine reacted. Gosh. there's elimination right there. I don't know. I mean, I could react to anything, though. I don't really get to watch. I never even watch all that popular stuff over the years. I don't know. But Roblox, I'll play Roblox all day, and I just don't watch shows that much. Don't watch shows.
And my favorite anime movie is My Only Girl and Totoro.
Okay.
Why did you name yourself Mayomations?
Thank
the fact I chose Mayomations is because my nickname is Mayo.
Mayo
I also
Mama.
wanted to add the word animations into it, but I didn't really know how to use it. So I searched up some of the popular animators and see how they got their names. And Illumination stuck out to me.
They got like the animation. Because really animation. I knew it. 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 Why you call it? I knew it. 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 See, thinking brain. Just no way.
So that's why I got my name.
Well, you gotta know animation, right? Okay, if you're anime, you gotta know what these people are.
Well, that was fun. I hope you all enjoyed this video.
No.
I hope you all have a great new year. And now, I need to feed Taiki for the 5th time. I need to clean this kitty litter. I need to get outside for the house for once. And Anthony is now free. Finally. So, as you can see, I now have an end card.
What? Okay. I recuperated Roblox. Nah, I'm gonna do solo. I could collab these people. I could, but like I'd rather do solo. I'm a solo person. I won't be myself. It's there's just like, if I hit, I don't know, 1 million, and there's people like, hey, why don't you want to play with us? Like, nah, I will do this myself. I'm a solo person. I want to talk to people. I do interview with people. Of course, I don't talk to people. Interview with people, but in like friends in general, I think I'm okay. At least one, but I'm good. I'm a solo person. I want to be myself and do myself stuff. It's depressing, but like, it's not depressing because I'm okay. It literally is what I do, what my choice is. I know you come in my video. I don't care. I just react to videos, but whatever. Next video, what's going to be? I don't know. Anything. I don't know actually. There's another one, man. Look, there's so much smaller.
500 subs
Already, 2,000 already. See, they're smarter than me, because they look so good. Like I want to watch them over and over again, and that's got so much subscribers. You mean, but listen, it's a different thing. They're animator. I'm a great thinker. I don't want to even say I'm a smart person. I'm a self-grow person. I'm a big brain guy, right? I make reaction videos because that's what I love. I like to do it. Watch animations, whatever. Animations, YouTube animation animator. Okay. I mean, one of these guys have to play if I've got friends, but like, I might do solo, but it is my choice. I want to do solo, but if I hit like right now, I could talk to play with friends, but it's just would be solo. I'm solo. Yeah, hard mode. Yeah, not very hard mode, but solo. People say solo. Solo is hard. No, okay. I don't know.
Hey, hi, how's
This may be the last ad you ever see. Because with the free ad block extension from Capital One Shopping, you can say goodbye
Okay.
to ads on sites like YouTube.
I forgot my mic. There's just like lots of animations I need to react. There's so much if I save it. There's some I might some that I really might watch because I don't don't really know. I should really make a video. I might will do more reaction to the videos I never that I didn't get to react to. I want to react, but you know have stuff. But you know that's I have love of it and good thing have a love of it, and you know it takes. I want to do. It takes time to make a video, right? And all that stuff, at the end of time, like feel energy and feel like time to make a video if you want to react the video, right? And sip that in the point, and then some knowledge, I guess, before to do the video. Well, I'm trying to say stuff. Okay. I don't know how loud, but just do this. There we go.
Let's be honest. This is not the product of
dog
evolution. Have you ever wondered how this fierce, intelligent, and agile animal could have turned into this? A kind of toy for humans. And the worst part, what future awaits them in the next 200, 500, or 1,000 years? It's time to dive deeper into this topic.
The dog inspector. Okay.
This is a question that has been on my mind for many years. Why do certain species seem to evolve negatively? Or
because
why has humanity influenced some species
what can I say?
so negatively? As I've grown up, my love for animals and dogs in particular has led me to ask countless questions that I'll be sharing on this channel. But let's go back to the beginning. It all started in the Ice Age.
I'm playing Roblox, Bubblegum Simulator. So don't mind me.
What is clear
I'm listening.
is that all modern dogs descend from a common ancestor, the gray wolf, or Canis lupus, which has inhabited our planet for approximately 1 million years. An animal that earned its place in the evolutionary ladder after millions of years of changes and adaptations. Regarded as a great hunter, it developed a sharp sense of smell, excellent hearing over distances of more than 10 kilometers, binocular vision with a 250-degree angle, and a system of communication through howls mainly used to attract the attention of its pack. Not to mention its advanced teeth equipped to hold prey, tear, and cut meat. In short, a well-developed species, highly advanced in evolutionary terms, that we are lucky enough to still enjoy today. But certain individuals in remote areas went one step further. They timidly approached the fires lit by primitive humans for warmth, and it was there where everything changed. Their patience sometimes paid off, and they were rewarded with leftovers from that night's meal. Little by little, they became a faithful companion to humans until they became inseparable. That marked the beginning of a close relationship that would extend until today. But like everything touched by man, there would be consequences, and wolves were no exception. That relationship eventually led to the domestication of the wolf. bringing with it a new species, the Canis familiaris, or the common dog as we know it today, which appeared around 15,000 years ago. Humans began selecting the tamest individuals, resulting in animals with lower adrenaline and melanin, which caused physical alterations like coat color, giving rise to the first breeds. Later, and through a somewhat primitive artificial selection, they were selecting specific traits that give rise to different breeds of dogs.
A little bit different, a little
This,
off.
combined with humans' continental migrations, left us with an incredible variety of
All these
dog
good
breeds
dogs.
across
Now we
all
have,
continents.
I don't know, it just
The
devolved a little
so-called
bit, but it's
domestication
hey.
syndrome. Different coats, different sizes, bodies, ears, and up to this point, everything seemed fine. But I've always found it super intriguing how it's possible that such a wide variety of breeds was created. In fact, it's much more pronounced than with humans. And this is where I want to get to. How does the pug even remotely resemble a golden retriever? I know in terms of affection or as a pet, it doesn't matter much.
Yeah,
But biologically, it's hard for me to understand how they share more than 90% of their genome. To me, it's like comparing an alien to a human. I'm serious. I don't think it's a coincidence that they chose it as one.
He's a born fighter. Josh Gottheimer's been fighting for people all his life. He worked for presidents.
Okay.
One of the protagonists in Men in Black.
Just because something's important doesn't mean it's not very, very small.
How small?
How is it possible that in an effort to create a perfect breed, we ended up designing a fragile, comedic animal that suffers just by existing? It's this paradox that made me create this video and delve much deeper into the topic because I truly believe it's important that we all understand this. We already know all dogs come from wolves, right? Okay.
Yes.
But is it normal that there
how
are
did they
dogs
turn to that?
completely deformed standing next to their
How did
closest
they turn,
relative,
how?
the wolf?
The
Absolutely not. Just by looking at the difference in skulls between wolves and pugs, we can already get an idea of the radical
rounded
changes
head.
their biology has undergone.
Like,
in fact, the internet is full of memes making this comparison because, although it might seem funny, it's really a reflection of how poorly we're evolving as a species. And I want to focus on the pug, not only because it's one of the oldest breeds, but because I believe it's one of the most mistreated and the best example of what I want to convey.
Pug.
Honestly, when I see one, I feel the same way I
so
do when I
cute.
see a
And
small
they just
dog.
tell how
I
bad
like to
their
pet it,
life,
and I even find
how
it
their
cute,
function,
but at the same
how
time,
their
I must
what's
admit, it
what
makes
how
me
this animal is gonna
suffer.
be weird.
Later on, you'll
Suffering.
understand what I mean.
Oh,
Let's
so
go
cute.
back
He's,
to the era
he's
of
suffering.
domestication. Apparently,
suffering.
in the Asian region,
That's
specifically in
insane.
China, there are ancient
And
documents that
to even
indicate
know
that at the
how
time of
this pug
Confucius,
sort of
around
formed to be
700
such a
BC,
that
there were
state now.
short-snouted dogs.
Goodness.
In fact, they were considered imperial property, just like pearls and jade. Emperor Ling liked them so much that he gave them titles, and female dogs were given the same status as his wives. This obsession with
Yeah, but it's so
specific traits in
cute,
dogs
right?
led to breeding with the sole purpose of creating and perfecting breeds. But it also caused cranial deformation, giving rise to the three types of skulls found
Just
in dogs
deforming
today:
of skull into-
dolichocephalic, mesocephalic, and brachycephalic. Like the pug or bulldog, undoubtedly the most affected.
Oh.
But we've heard this story before, haven't we? In Europe, royal families like the Habsburgs only married their cousins to keep the power in the family.
But
And
why?
because of that, they turned out horrible.
Could keep power. Yeah.
Since they had no other genes to mix with, their genetic defects became more and more pronounced until Carlos II of Spain was born, one of the most radical victims of inbreeding and repeated crosses between close relatives. This man was born with a mouth so twisted he couldn't even swallow, had rickets, was lame, suffered from epilepsy, and barely lived to 35. Well, exactly the same thing happened to purebred dogs, especially the oldest ones like the pug or bulldog. Each generation has more defects and less health. All of this was accentuated after the British invasion of China in 1860, when pugs were found in the Chinese imperial palace and brought back to England.
Wow.
Queen Victoria became fond of the breed and played an active role in their breeding, which led to even more deformation. In barely 200 years, they went from having short snouts and relatively athletic bodies to having squashed faces and being stocky and deformed. So, yes, we can say that this obsession with perfecting breeds and traits comes from the Victorian era, where this
What the heck? What was that? What was that about? You don't have to show that. That was no, that was not in YouTube. No. It's good. We're good. Why though? It's a video. It's an education video. It's just like it's. My goodness. Keep going.
This practice spread and became the lucrative business of purebred dog breeders that we
Wow, you need to
today.
breed it in the same. Oh,
And while nowadays there's a lot more caution, and we try not to mix such close relatives, the problems of excessive artificial selection are still there.
How's that normal?
In fact, all brachycephalic dogs like pugs, English, and French bulldogs or
that? How is it? I mean, yeah, the breeding.
Boxers are much more prone to serious diseases. Remember Carlos II? Well, the same thing happens to them. Their skull is so flat they can barely breathe, which is why they spend much of their time snorting and coughing. But those are just a few of their problems. The list is endless. On average, pugs have 54 times more likelihood of developing brachycephalic obstructive airway syndrome.
That's not normal. Not normal. That's not normal. Should be have nothing of these, but because of how
11 times
so
more
much
likelihood of having skin
of
fold
years
dermatitis,
of the same dog breeds,
2.5
the
times
same
more likelihood of becoming obese,
and breeding
and 2
other
times more likelihood of having overgrown
to become
nails.
more destructive
As you
and
can see,
shorting
it's an
and so
animal
make them
born
more
to
suffering.
suffer,
You
and
have
honestly,
more.
I don't think even 10% of people who buy a dog like this know they can have all
I don't
these
know where, but I
problems.
know.
And while it's clear that all purebred dogs, no matter which, are more
Years
prone
ahead,
to disease than a mutt, with malformations
become
like
like
hip
that.
dysplasia,
Should doesn't have
elbow
shouldn't have
luxation, or a shorter life expectancy.
shouldn't have these.
These issues are always associated with purebred dogs, but without a
Cats
doubt,
live longer 30
brachycephalic
years, you
dogs are the
guys.
ones who suffer
Because it was 15 years, now 30
Honestly,
years.
as a dog lover, I
And
don't think there's
the
anything
cats will
better
live
than
even
walking
more
with
than
your
30
dog,
years.
being able to play with them,
Those
run,
cats
and
probably
enjoy
30
their
years, so that
healthy
cat could
life.
be older
But
than
people who
60
choose
years.
these kinds of breeds,
But,
what are they
man, I don't
really
know that's
looking
true, but
for? Do they
you know,
want
like
something funny? A doll?
I think maybe.
These dogs can barely walk because they suffocate and can hardly see. Think about it. We've gone from having a companion
great
we
nice
hunted
dog,
with
a wolf,
to
not into
degrading
this.
them into a toy we admire, dress up.
But how
carry
that
in a
pug
purse,
even
a
how is that?
backpack,
But it
or
wasn't
even
like a big
sometimes in
dog, but
baby
it just kind of got
stroller.
small.
But yes,
and,
in today's
right?
society, we think pets are just that. Where did the wolf's incredible attributes go? That vision,
How become a
sense of
pug
smell,
though?
snout,
Well, same thing with the
agility,
whale. It was
intelligence.
a mammal and it turned into
Or
like a
without
fish.
being too strict,
So I think
where
it's like
are
that.
the natural abilities of a normal
that dog.
compared to a dog designed
Dog.
for genetic manipulation like the pug? The wolf was the evolutionary product of millions of years, adaptive changes that formed an exemplary animal, and we, in just a few thousand years, are destroying all that evolution. And let me be clear, I have nothing against pugs because they are not to blame.
But we're
It's
just
the
saying, like,
owners
it's
who
just-
I believe
it's
aren't
sad.
aware that they're encouraging
How
animals
they-
to suffer
how-
throughout their short
yeah.
lives. And this is where I want to make you think. I believe we need to reconsider how we treat animals because at this rate, what does the future hold for them? I'll leave you with that thought. Thanks for watching.
A
and I'll see
man
you in the
best
next
friend.
video.
Great video. Alright, great video. Here's another one, but I had to be focusing. Focus in. Focus.
This may be
Focus
the
in.
last ad you see. With Pi Ad
Focus
Block,
in.
visit your
Focus
favorite
in.
websites and watch ads.
Focus in. Focus in. I gotta be focused in. Storytime anime doesn't feel relatable anymore. Years ahead.
In an endless sea of fast editing, edgy topics, and big money, storytime animation was always an island of authenticity.
It looked like a bubble, right? Animator. And peak 2017, 2019, no, 2016, 2017, 2018. That was the peak of it.
Creators like Domix, Suzy, The Odd Ones Out, Jaden
Where's
Animations,
animation?
and so many more.
Yeah, these are big
me and
ones,
others
right?
in the 2010s with animatics and animations
Yeah, they've
telling
been
their
a long
mundane
time.
life stories in relatable and often funny ways.
Animation!
The internet back then was
Of course, animation.
filled with people pretending to be edgy or weird or...
What? Back again. Oh my god. What happened?
telling their mundane life stories in relatable and often funny ways. The internet back then was filled with people pretending to be edgy or weird or trying to look cool.
It was edgy time. I don't know about that. Okay, sure, but on these type of edgy people, is that it was like that. I was like 2010s. I was like that. And animator know that it is bad and they don't do that. That animator a little bit edgy, not a bit edgy, but like a little bit like much rapid. But that was an edgy time. Now it's it's changed, right? Now it's like go with a different one. Cause it's gone now. That was a pass. No, it's right, but no, it's an edgy time. To be edgy.
So the genuine wholesomeness of storytime animation was just a breath of fresh air. These creators felt like the types of real people who might be our best friends,
they exist now.
Even a reflection
Cool.
of
They're
ourselves. So it really hurts to know that now, those storytime animators who felt so close to my heart just...
Yeah. It's so down, but like it's still they're doing just fine. There's a lot of small animated storytime, like Mail Animation. There's another one. There's more of it. There's a small. I know, but that I saw a lot of videos of. Not a lot of video, but I did save it, so maybe I could watch it later. But there's like lots of small animator like you. So
just make me feel numb.
Yeah.
Most big storytime animators have lost their appeal to me.
They're starting to get
Something
like.
about the rough artwork and inconsequential life stories
But now
they
it's
used
just
to tell was
that was a
charming,
pass.
earnest, and genuine. And I just don't get
There's
that
no
feeling
peaking. They're not
anymore from the
peaking
newer
anymore,
work
but
I
they're
see.
still doing
How
just
do
great.
storytime animators go from feeling like our funny internet friends to feeling like soulless corporations? A simple explanation is that they've run out of stories they're willing to tell on the internet.
Well, sure, but like it's what can they do, right? Like, they like it's like it's a one they know. It's a one-time thing. They like okay, I want to be a just say Jade Animation, start YouTube of that, and tell all the stories and tell all the stories, and then they got like no story left, but it's not. Let's say like they want to try something new, then that's story time animator. They want to try something new, right? And that wasn't bad, but they're still doing it, but like they're just gone. It's been too long. it's been almost a decade, not even almost a decade. What's it been a decade? There are before Jaden Odd Ones Out that people can be famous, right? There's like some animators were doing just great in that like even possibly late 2010s. Or like 2012, 2011, 2013, or like there were some or 2014 small animators, they were got a little bit more attention of it, and even once out, Jaden and animation don't even exist, and then doing just fine. I guess.
And considering that most storytime animators started in their teens or early 20s,
yeah,
it's really
6, yeah, it's crazy. Teens, 22, just though. Illumination, first video she was 20, so it's crazy. I like history because it shows how like this is literally how history of it's so fascinating how we changed and how people change right now. I don't know. I cannot say much of it, but it's fine. We're good. But you change is fascinated.
really not a
I like
surprise that
history.
they've managed to say
It's
everything
so
they
cool.
wanted
It's
to
just,
say
you know,
about
they
their
talk
lives
about
over
it,
the
how
past, what, 10 years?
yeah, 10
But
years.
I think most of their longtime fans
2015.
know that there's
Crazy.
more to it than just that. A lot of people have been saying that larger storytime animators have become too corporate or sold out. But
no, it's not like that. It's not every, no, not every YouTuber, no. But I don't. It's Reddit.
while I'm not really a fan of these terms, I don't think most of these commentators actually have a problem with the fact that creators want to make more money from their work. I don't think it's
They
because they
could.
were chasing
They're not
profit
chasing
at the
money,
cost
but
of passion.
you could get money. And they, well, you know, because it's not a job, but like, they could get money from YouTube. You could get money from YouTube. They're not like, they're not greedy though. That's one thing. I think you don't understand that. They're not greedy. They're like, they could get money. They could get money. They could make merch, and like, you know, there's like your favorite YouTuber got merch. You know, that's like a normal amount of money. I don't know, like a hat. And you want to like, you know, this hat was actually, not made, but like it's by the actual person that got the idea for the product, for the merch, and they make the merch. You know, they sell it. They can make money of it. They can make money. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. There's no greedy of them. They just, you know, they could make money. Like lamination. I know she got merch.
If anything, I think it's because they were too passionate. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but
Yeah.
let me explain. The overwhelming thumbnails, bright flashy colors, and over-animated characters actively detract from my experiences of you.
They approved that I made it. They approved it. They could do better. And they did. They could prove it. They prove it.
Sometimes I finish watching a storytime animation video with no memory of what the video was even about, because all I could pay attention to was the overstimulating movements and colors rushing by. That makes me feel like I've just wasted my time, and it leaves.
Well, they want to do the old thing. I mean, they could do better than that. You know, I guess, but I think they could do better. I keep pausing, but it's fine.
I feel as though I was somehow conned into watching the video, which is
Stop
the
pausing.
exact same feeling I get when I watch other
Masterpiece. Yeah,
so-called corporate
okay.
YouTube videos.
There's DIY.
Oh, nice.
And there's doing it yourself.
And that subjective experience as an audience member is what makes some storytime animators feel quote-unquote corporate to me. And I would guess that that's what other people mean as well when they use words like corporate and sold out to describe storytime animators. But I would also imagine that from the perspective of the creators themselves,
I don't know. They're
all of
just
these loud
doing
thumbnails, rich colors, and highlight
fun. It's just they like to do a YouTube video. That's how they become YouTubers. And Elimination already made a video talking about the full lore of her, how she become a YouTuber, how like we don't know about the full story of it in front. She did, and I watched it. I got some prediction. Was right. I was right, some of it, and that was great to me. I got some right. What the full story Elimination speculated and thinking of it, and then yeah, she said it, and then I was right.
It's incredibly time-consuming,
so I was right.
skill-intensive, and expensive to create animations at the level they do, with fully colored and highly complex background, and rigged or frame-by-frame animation somewhere in every shot. All these details are not something that a money-oriented grifter would ever think of adding.
No, they're proving that. They're proving
the
that.
odd ones out in Haminations are creating
That's what you guys want. Improve they did. So what?
straight-up
Now
TV level work with a smaller crew and budget. Yet some of their backgrounds wouldn't look out of place in shows like Bluey or Steven Universe. And that's before we even talk about the animation quality. Now, suffice to say, it would be incredibly disingenuous to claim that these large storytime animators are in it just for the money. They're
No,
clearly
I don't think
very
so.
passionate about
I
animation
don't think
itself,
so.
and it shows in their
Well, I mean, they
work.
do exist, but not all these guys. I don't think so.
Unfortunately, that's not what the audience is there for.
No.
We came for the down-to-earth life
Elimination
stories, not
shit.
the
I know
animation
Elimination
quality.
doesn't know not about money at all.
And
Nothing
when the
about the
videos
money.
compete for attention with the actual story we wanted
It's
to
like
hear,
they prove it, and you guys like no. Like it's literally like every YouTuber. They are like, okay, I'm improving. Like, oh, here for the money. Like, I don't know what to say. I don't. It's like I'm not greedy though. I could get money, but I'm not greedy though. I like doing it, and that's the answer.
And the audience is too busy trying to figure out what to look at to really get immersed in a story. And when we don't feel like we got the story we clicked on the video for, we feel disappointed, disconnected, and distracted.
It got
The
old,
exact
I'm sorry. Same thing
feelings
with
we
other
get
things got
from the
old.
so-called
It's sad to see, it's
corporate
like...
YouTube. It's an ironic twist of fate
It's meant-
because
meant to be-
just 4 or 5 years ago,
Probably, I
the
don't know.
biggest critics of storytime animators were piling on to the fact that most
Yeah, I
of these
know
videos
that.
were more like animatics or
Yeah, Twilight Time, there was something wrong with Jane and Lynch. I'm like, I don't know about her. I was like gonna be fishy, like, and they were literally doing it. They were doing on that. It's the, like something wrong with storytelling animators. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. This is not right. I don't feel this is just not right. And that's the critics talk about it. Like this is not right. Something's wrong. And yeah, that's that guy seen. Let's not talk about it.
slideshows than actual animation. And while I think some amount of extra animation helps tell the story better, I also think we've come full circle to the point that there is so much dizzying movement that the animation actively distracts from the story instead of enhancing it. But you know, there is one point those past critics made that stands the test of time. It's that storytime animators all have the same quote-unquote quirky or introverted personality. And of course, this isn't true about every storytime animator.
I was so excited. Every single animator. I don't know why, but you know, same thing with other things. Like it's just I don't know. Be more relatable. I know that's not true, but I don't know why they all just I got the same thing, the same old thing. I don't know. Okay, I guess it's just an animated storytime thing. I don't know.
But when you consider the community as a whole, many of them do have those characteristics. After all, it's pretty natural for so-called quirky introverts to be attracted to a job that mostly involves drawing pictures by yourself in your bedroom, alone most of the time. And yet, at the same time, it does mean that many storytime animators have very similar perspectives and life experiences.
Yeah.
In a competitive environment like YouTube, that's not a good thing. Eventually, the audience gets tired of the same stories and topics and doesn't even want to click anymore.
Look, it's all the same thing. Random dots. Every single one of it. That's so many small animation people. It's a lot.
Even if the storytelling itself is good.
Look at
And
that.
I do want to say it's of course unfair to expect that the human beings entering this genre should change their entire personality just for the audience, for our entertainment, but it's still nevertheless a problem for the genre overall.
Okay.
This game, you're not ready.
And the audience for storytime animation will slowly but surely fizzle out to nothing if we don't see new perspectives and new stories. And
I don't got anything.
it's not
I'm
just
sorry.
individual
They're
creators
doing this
running
for
out of their
years
own
and
life
years and
stories.
years and years.
It's the entire
and
genre
it's,
running out
you
of
know,
new
they have no
stories to
story,
tell.
and
As
that's fine. That's okay. Got no story. That's okay. That's fine. We don't have much story. A lot of people don't have much about a story, but you know they use them all, and no one got it. And now what? I mean, you can't just be storytime anime forever. You could do more than that. Animation got some stories. You know, not just like, you know, the past of the kid. You know, the relatable stuff. You know, and then she kind of. I think she still got some left. The other video was like she was like a kid, and went to but no, yeah, the field trip. That was even that long ago. So. Yeah.
bleak as that sounds, I
Some
do
got left,
want to
but
point
you know,
out some
some
exceptions to
you know,
that trend.
they don't have much,
Exceptions
but
that prove
you
the
could.
rule
They're
right.
animator. You could do editing. You're not an animator. You could do. I don't know. They could talk about not just storytime animator. And now it's sort of the past. Storytime animator now going to be the past, but not. It's not going to be gone though. But at the peak, at their peak, that was the past. Now it's like they want to do different nows. Okay, they could do different nows than much as storytime animator.
There are creators like Illymation and
Oh my
Sugar
God.
who have been deeply
Yeah, I know her.
vulnerable in sharing some of the most traumatic experiences in their lives through storytime animation. It's really exceptional to find someone who has been through such awful things and is both willing and able to share their stories on a platform connected to their real-life identities. Both of these creators are incredibly brave to share what they did, and their stories are ones that nobody else could tell. But I still really hope that stories like that stay unique, because I don't want anyone else to have to go through what they did.
Spread like
Meanwhile,
awareness,
others like the
awareness
Amassing have
of it.
interesting real-world jobs. Not your usual minimum wage retail job that everyone else tells stories about, but jobs that require serious credentials and training to deal with interesting situations. Maz in particular is a doctor, and he's told several stories related to his work. But most of them are fairly surface level and don't share a lot of his personal opinions on what he does or what happens at work. Of course, I do imagine that's because of a combination of doctor-patient confidentiality and the fact that, it's just really awkward to complain about your coworkers when you know you're gonna see them again the next day. He would probably be more free to tell such stories if he quit being a doctor, but, then we're right back to the problem of eventually running out of stories. Perhaps the only
But
long-time exception
I get it.
to the
If they
usual
did,
family-friendly childhood.
if they ran out of stories, they could do and then something else. But I know. Okay, we're seeing the decline of their story. They're going down, and they could do they're doing different else now. That was in the past, and it is a past. And they could continue, but I don't know. They don't want left stories, but I think they're doing just fine. That's just fine.
Stories is Bruce, who is something like the fun uncle who lets you eat all the fast foods that your parents banned. An actual adult who doesn't try to keep everything kid-friendly and might be fun to have a few drinks with. He's not afraid to curse or talk about adult life, which makes him stand out in the genre. Of course, he's also a good storyteller and just really funny. But then so are the other storytime animators.
No,
What
I mean,
makes
that's not
him
talking-
truly refreshing in the genre
Right.
is his unique perspective and experiences. But in the end, most of those creators still did tell a lot of family-friendly stories about their childhoods, and that makes up the bulk of their content. These creators may
Yeah.
have satisfied some of the demand for different storytelling styles and topics, but there was clearly still an unmet need for the audience. And on a platform like YouTube, it doesn't take long for people to come and meet any sort of unmet content need. It started with Story Booth, a channel that animates true stories submitted by their audience. Because they could choose from many people's stories, they had unique and interesting life stories to tell that regular storytime animators were unlikely to have experienced, and the concept was a hit on YouTube. But unfortunately, wherever there's success, there will be grifters attempting to take advantage of the situation. Channels like My Story Animated actually happened. Storytime Animated and many, many clones of these channels rose up. At first, they also claimed to be telling true stories submitted by their audience, but given how outrageous their stories were,
They're
very
not.
few people
They're
believed
not.
them.
They're not.
Despite
They're
that,
not.
they grew
They're
huge
not.
audiences
They're
anyway,
not. They're
and
not.
the sensational
They're
and
not.
outlandish topics they covered took audiences away from the more
They're
honest
not.
stories of Storybook.
This is all fake.
Most of these channels are what you might call a content mill or content farm.
Contra farm. And it works. you gotta YOLO. Like, if this works, it works. Oh, it works. Because they know
channels
they
run
saw,
by
like, oh, I could
organizations
do
that
it.
exist
I think it's gonna work. It
primarily
works.
to make a
Like, they
profit
know
on
it's gonna work. It
YouTube
works.
in the cheapest way possible, sacrificing honesty, integrity, and authenticity to gain views however they can. Some of them go as far as shamelessly describing themselves as clickbait on their company
fake.
pages. Actually Happened in particular is run by the same company that produces the much hated 5-Minute Crafts channel, and that very same company is run by Russian nationals out of Cyprus. And they made a video on a different channel claiming that Ukraine is part of Russia and that America would probably collapse in the next 20 years.
What?
So yeah, as distasteful as these fictional storytime channels may be, It's clear that they did realize that the realistic and family-friendly childhood stories of the original Storytime animators still left viewers wishing for more unusual animated Storytime content, and they happily and
because they go through all videos and now like because they started doing it. That's a real. That's real story. That's real story. And an animator, the animator when it comes to animating stories, and then they do it like Susie, whatever. He's old timer, old Storytime animator timer. You guys know Susie, I don't know, it's that guy. Yeah.
Successfully took advantage of that situation. There were also less predatory creators who sought to fill the more edgy niche left behind by the wholesome classic Storytime.
There's not Storytime. This is different though. That's a new one.
Animators. Many called those creators quote-unquote smoking stickmen because they frequently talked about marijuana and vaping, and they used simplistic stickmen to depict people in their videos. These stories typically focus on recreational drugs, categorizing high schoolers by quote-unquote types of people, and criticizing the cultural artifacts of Gen Z, which can get a bit repetitive across the many channels covering similar topics. But while the artwork tends to be low effort and these stories may be fake or exaggerated for views, I do have to admit that some of the creators are genuinely funny, and the better ones do seem to be telling real stories. Frankly, at the beginning, it was refreshing to hear some stories about the rougher and less PG-13 lives that these people seem to live. So it's not surprising that the smoking stickman category of Storytime animation took off. Unlike the content mills, their work was more believable and down-to-earth, and unlike previous Storytime animators, they were willing to cover less family-friendly topics. They hit that perfect gap in the genre of grittier life stories that still felt relatable and personal.
It's believable. It's accurate.
But we've seemingly reached saturation on both the outrageous fictional stories and the smoking stickman creators. Several of the content farms behind the fictional channels have hidden or deleted all of their videos, and there are enough smoking stickman channels to warrant multiple commentary videos dedicated to calling out how unoriginal they are. So, where does that leave us now with
smoking stickman? How it's just like boring. Like whoa, oh, that's so many. I don't care, but it's like I don't. It's just sometimes it could be content farm. When you so many of these smoking stickmen, it could be content farm. But story design animation, I don't think so actually. Okay, I might be wrong. Smoking stickman, I think did it because like I don't know. It's different between the smoking stickman and Storytime animator. Because Storytime animator, they believable. They did it for a reason because like. They like drawing, they like doing art, right? They wanted to animate it, and they did. And there was some animator might be expired another animator, so yeah, some stigma is not near close to of the Storytime animator now, because Storytime animator actually have a reason, but smoking stickman does have a reason, but not like. I don't know, man. Are you doing the content farm? But Storytime, like, I don't think so. I think that's actually, like, believable, like, actually reasonable of that because, they wanted to do it, they like to do it, and maybe expired other type of animator in the past. Well, animation, that's crazy. Yeah, I know that. I didn't know. But I don't know, right? Well, I don't know, but it's crazy.
Storytime animation. Well, with the older generation of Storytime animators, the production value and animation quality has gotten so high that newcomers have pretty much no hope of achieving that level of production without either a massive and talented team or an inhuman amount of their own time and talent spent on every video. Meanwhile, with the sensational taboo skirting topics covered by newer channels in the genre, it's really difficult for any newcomer to cover stories or topics that would stand out in comparison.
Than these guys,
so what could a new animator possibly do to stand out? Well, on the Voice Chat podcast, which is a monthly animation-themed discussion hosted by veteran Storytime animators The Amazing, Rushlight Invader, and The Laddie, the hosts have suggested ideas such as using different storytelling formats, designing a unique character, and having a unique art style. For example, Sultan Sketches used a storybook style format in his breakout videos about his childhood romance. The videos were styled as if the viewer was reading a picture book that was illustrated live before their eyes, and this format was both unique and eye-catching. Other format suggestions included mockumentary-style videos, similar to The Office, where the story is told as it unfolds in the moment, instead of being told from the perspective of an individual animator reflecting on their own past experiences. But notably, Sultan Sketches dropped the storybook format, and his other videos probably wouldn't work well in that style. And most people's day-to-day experiences just aren't interesting enough to tell in a mockumentary format. At least, not if they want to be honest about how events unfolded.
For a limited time only, shop now at Raymore and Flanagan for pre-tariff pricing.
Maxwell, ranked as the most underrated ball
you
by
got
my
ads,
golf
they're
star,
good.
back on all major US tours and played by Lexi.
The Amazing also suggested designing more unique characters, such as furry characters, or even completely non-humanoid characters.
Yeah.
Animators like Chipblink, Wolfie-Chew, Katsune, Cuptoast, Ginger Pale, Jackadamia, and Minbit,
What
among
do it into,
many
man?
others, have
Yeah.
done just that. But while their characters are certainly eye-catching, there are now many such creators, as you can clearly see. It may be true that their unique avatars may drive a few more clicks, but ultimately, viewers are there for the story, not the character design.
Yeah.
In the current retention-driven
I guess-
era of
I
YouTube,
guess
it's probably
both,
better
but
to make sure
yeah,
everyone who
sort of.
clicks stays there, rather
Yes,
than
yes,
attracting
yes.
people who might like the character design but be uninterested in the story. And on a personal level, I don't believe this is a good suggestion for every creator. For those who want to tell stories with a more serious or personal nature, it may actually be counterproductive to use a less human character, since the added
They don't have a
cartoonishness may
reason up to
undermine
do
the
did
topic
it
of the
for a
story.
full reason.
Plus, the choice of which character you use to
Yeah, you
represent
want to
yourself
like, you know, want to
online
still
can be a
sort of
deeply
animated,
personal
you
one,
gotta
especially
like
when you're
be
using that
you,
avatar to
right?
tell stories about your own life.
You can't just
For all
copy
these
of them like
reasons,
them.
I don't feel that branding and
Right.
marketability should be the first concern when designing a character. It should definitely be a consideration, but probably not the primary one. And last but certainly not least, the Voice Chat podcast host shout out 3 up-and-coming storytime animators
Exactly.
who seem to be succeeding on YouTube, and overwhelmingly,
lot.
what they praised about
Yeah,
these
that's
channels
a lot to me to
was their art
react to.
style. While I completely agree that the channels being shouted out have lovely artwork, and that probably helps them stand out,
I know this one, I know
I'm
that one.
not sure how helpful it is to
I don't know,
suggest
I
that
don't
this
know
is something that new storytime
here.
animation
I know
channels
two of
should
them,
do to
the white
succeed.
one and
It's the
the
kind
other
of skill
one.
that comes with time, talent, and practice.
And the white
it's
one I'm
about
going
as
to
helpful as
react.
telling a newbie to just
Maybe the
get
second
good,
channel, I
scrubs.
don't know. This
But more
channel.
importantly, I'd argue that if we emphasize art and animation quality as a
Maybe second
prerequisite to
channel.
success in storytime animation, then we've completely misunderstood the appeal to storytime animation
Yeah.
to begin with. Now, perhaps it's bold of me to claim that all of
I
these
think
actual
so.
big storytime creators are wrong about what's appealing in their own genre, but I'd make the argument that I understand better precisely because I'm a viewer. We watch storytime animations because we relate to them in some way. Watching
Yeah.
others recount the details of their lives and reflect on what that
That's
means to them
relatable.
is comforting, and it creates the feeling of
Yes.
connection between us and the creator. It helps us
And I got
contextualize our
started.
own experiences better and reflect on our own
You know,
lives in a way that
2018,
feels
2019, we
safer
don't
and
know
easier than
about these
thinking directly
guys.
about ourselves. By
Something wrong with this
exploring our own
storytime
lives
animator.
through a layer
I
of
can
interaction
see it, but
via somebody
I'm
else's
sorry,
story,
I think
we feel
we're-
less
we're
alone in our
not.
thoughts and experiences. And having an
There was that
accessible
then.
art and animation style is a critical part of that appeal.
Because
The
I
medium
knew.
of
We
animation
don't even know
helps
storytime
emphasize and
animator.
abstract
And they're
parts of
growing
the
a
story
lot.
as
A lot of them
needed,
are like, what the
and
heck's
the
going on?
low-key,
Something wrong with it.
grounded style puts the focus on the story
And like, there's
rather than the
something
way the
off
story
of
was
it, but
conveyed.
it's nothing.
Using an understated style makes the story feel more accessible, tangible, and relatable.
Uh-huh.
Meanwhile, a flashier style makes a story feel more distant and unrelatable. At some subconscious
Okay.
level, you think, oh, this is
Ah.
the story of someone with the money and skill to make something this complex. It feels, dare I say it, corporate, and corporate is just not relatable.
They could.
Once
I
again,
mean,
storytime animators are passionate about animation as a medium and
Yeah.
have been pushing that to the limits of what is reasonable on YouTube.
the limits,
but we,
that's
the
what I said.
viewers, are there for the feeling of connection, however briefly, to another human being. We watch storytime animation for the story,
yeah.
not the animation.
Yeah.
But it would be wrong for me to say that storytime
I mean,
animators
they're
should stop
animator.
pursuing
They
their
could. They
passion
wanted
for
to prove it.
animation. In fact, it's
You do
amazing
both.
that they can employ so many artists and animators in a time when the entertainment industry is contracting like never before. Plus, many of these animators are moving away from storytime animation and towards other mediums that may be better served by their more polished styles. The odd ones out is moving towards educational content about animation. Jaden Animations is
And
creating
doing
streaming
different,
and
not
gaming
just
content
storytime
on other
always.
channels, and slowly moving away from content creation overall. The Amazing is moving towards more collaborative formats. Emma
Yeah,
Ricci is
collab.
adopting
Collab with me,
roblox style
man.
content about life in Japan. Actually, Ray is focusing on art, character design, and world building.
Yeah.
And everyone is doing a
They're
great
different,
job in these new genres. They're making
You know, there's like,
genuinely
you know, they want to
interesting,
shift it to
enjoyable
different
animated
else
videos
to be
in
more
their
fun,
chosen
have fun, and
topics. It's just
that's a good idea.
not storytime animation anymore, though.
Yeah.
And that's actually a good thing. If we look at the history of the genre, the types of stories and styles that saw success were the ones that went against the grain of what was popular at the time.
It's now
The
it's
earliest
like
animators dared to be genuine and down to earth when edgy, over the top stunts were popular.
edgy.
Then, when everyone was more personal and genuine, stranger and less common stories became popular.
edgy time, and animator was on the edgy time. Think about that. Crazy. Animation storytime animator was on that time, but they're not. They know they don't want. They know edgy is bad, so they're not want to do edgy stuff. Of course. So because it's not they know edgy. That's not edgy time, but yeah, that was edgy time in that time, 2018, 2017, 2016, 2018, edgy time. Yeah. But they don't want the video to be just edgy. Like there's not no.
To the point that even obviously fictional stories were gaining traction. And finally, we saw edgier content about drugs and more fringe culture return once people grew tired of that too. And here we are, back again at a time when the internet at large is filled with spectacle rather than authenticity. People want storytime animation again.
A bit much.
Since the past waves of storytime animators have largely moved on from the genre, this is a perfect time for a new generation of creators to rise up.
Love it. Yes, that's literally what I said. And say, but yeah, they're there's minor. It could be big that they're like now it's sad. I'm gonna say with Revelation it'll be just no, not Revelation, other them. But at the peak of storytime animator or storytime animator was born, I could say that will be just like I'm not. I might quit YouTube some. I've been doing YouTube quite a while. You could be the best. You could be the new one, the new of like. God, that's storytime anime. Not okay. That's not God. So I am under peak. Jaden, Oz One's Out, and only 3. I think they were like gods of storytime anime. That was the peak of it. And I don't think I don't think small anime are gonna be just. I don't know. I don't think it could be a god. It could not God. You guys know what I'm saying. Like the best, right? Like right. But they cannot be near close to Jaden or Odd oneself. The smaller animator, like when if they hit big, there's just no way. It cannot be hit near. It cannot be near. Not even a six like this. To like God, sorry, not God, but like you know what I'm saying. God. Oops, I don't know what's going on.
You don't have to reinvent the genre. You don't have to have a fancy art style. You don't have to produce TV level quality.
Yeah.
You don't have to be.
But you could be. I mean, yeah, but you could prove it. It could be okay if you like the outstar. You could do it. I mean, you could prove it. You want it to be better. It's normal, of course. You want to prove more of it. Not just the same. Well, I don't want to say bad, but like same art star, like not art star. Like I don't want to say bad. I don't want to say bad. But you could prove
anything
it.
other
to be
than
better.
your full, authentic self. And there's nothing the audience wants more than that today. And there's nothing you should be any more than that.
Mm-hmm.
If you've been thinking of making a storytime animation channel, your moment is now. Do it. Make that.
Do it. Exactly. Do it. It works, and it works 100%. If you do it right.
Video.
If you know it's a good video, you have to do it right.
Don't worry about the polish. And please let.
I don't know. Don't. We're in the bubble. The storytime animator or animator, they have a bubble. You hang these guys are very nice and very like not reliable. Very nice. It's like a safe space. And you know the haters like you're in that bubble. Ignore them. You're in that bubble. They cannot break in. They could somehow. I don't know. It could be somehow it could be covered. So. But you know probably the haters fault for doing that. Say something bad. It's nothing of the hater. Right. I in the bubble. Not sort of not animator. I in the bubble. I don't know. In the Jetty Pink bubble. I'm there. I like doing this reaction stuff and all the stuff, but I might just focus reaction.
Everyone know about it in the comments, because I think the people who resonated with this video are hungry for videos just like yours.
Yes. Oops. See you later. Beautiful. Great video. Great video. Awesome video. Great video. I don't know what to do. Let's do. Oh, oops. I didn't see that. That wasn't me. Or someone else. We'll play Roblox. That's what I'm going to do. That wasn't me. No, you guys. I wasn't okay. Maybe Roblox. Jelly bean. Let's see. One at least. Let's see this. I don't know. Let's watch Jelly bean. What's going on?
What happens when a team?
I don't. What's up, Jelly bean?
I watched the scariest video on YouTube.
What's up, Jelly bean? What's up, Jelly bean? What's?
Freddy Fazbear, yes!
Freddy Fazbear.
Oh my god, must go on. Ew! He's evil laughing! I don't mean to make fun of this guy, but I have a long face. Polar Poo, that name sucks. He sounds evil, Nancy!
See you in your dreams, Nancy.
Do you see what I mean? He's gonna poo on you. He's gonna bend over and take a big fat dookie on you. Ew, he's smiling at the camera! Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh! He's in the VHS tapes!
Suspect is
Oh my god, that scared me! If we have to call something the entity, don't provoke it! No!
Let's provoke it.
No!
Hi.
I don't want to see him!
I don't want to see it. I don't want to.
I watched the scariest video on YouTube!
Oh, nice. Cool, Genevieve. It's a wonderful video. But yes. Oh, no. Super Bubblegum Simulator. I deleted that video. It's like it's kind of a stain on my channel. I'm good. I might delete it. I'm also into reaction more than I would do others, but I don't really know to put a Roblox. I think I could. I get this okay. Anything, but I think I want to be more videos of reaction, and maybe I could. What? I don't know. I don't want to look weird on my. I don't know. Right? I don't want to make it look weird. I think that's the best thing. Words. I want to look weird. Mama, I take the big bag, 'cause I say Where's my controller? I don't know. We're here. Asia. I don't know what's good children. I don't know. I have no idea. What's this say? Oh, why is this a computer? Why is it so not good? What's going on? What's up with you? I don't know what to do. It doesn't matter. Bro, bush. Okay. Ooh. Hmm. Is that secret? Trade. Since you would trade, I could give you something. Oh. When you what's is that? It's kind of good stuff. No, but what's one? No. I mean, I don't know about you, but it's a no. 25 and sun is 20. I know you're trying. Now you made it complicated. Okay. Listen, that's what. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. This is really. I mean, it's good, but yeah. Again, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to add this. I don't know. I don't. Oh, I don't. You trying? I don't. I know. I know you want to win. So. I know you want to win. I know you want to win. I don't know. I could give you. I don't know. This one has. Can it? Can this okay? Five. Because I traded for it. Because I traded for it. That's why. That's why. Listen, that's. Do you want it? What is it? How about these? Sure. Sure. Yeah, I'm good. You took it. I know you want to win. These aren't even. They're two. They're two. I'm good, man. I will keep my note. I know about you, my man. I'm sorry. I know you want to win. I know you want to win. I know you want to win. Did you say anything about it? Dude, it's better than. I don't. It's not. That's not. It's not. Shut the freak up. Keep talking, man. You're wrong. I know that. They don't even have value. It does, but it doesn't even have value. Only tier 3 have. It does have value, but Sunburst better than. I know it's better than Sunburst because it looks good and better, and it's hard. But I know they're permanent. But Sunbursts, I think they're hard too. They're hard. They're difficult. But I think it's low because I think people getting it a lot. People grind and get it a lot. But nukes, it's the same. But grinding, but it's not really much of it. All right, next one. Next victim. Next victim. Why do I have? Oh. No. Never see my live stream. I don't wanna be in there. Okay, let's try to trade these guys. I think they're just bots, but that's no okay. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, we gotta trade. I know I wanna win. It's the same server. Nah. Whoa. Hey. Hi. What's this? What's a diamond sperm? Hi. I think I could get away with this. Deal? Shake my hand. Shake my hand. Shake it. Bro. Help! You have no. See, that's where I don't get that. I'm Bubblegum Simulator. I would give you the best pet, and you say no. How is that possible? Hey, I know he's a good pet. I know the Rift Dragon, the Rift Chest Dragon has value. I'm trying to win. I was trying to get a win. But no, decline. They're difficult, man. These people, Bubblegum Simulator, that type of people, Bubblegum Simulator. Like they have okay pets, but one is the best, and I want to offer it. And like, I mean, these good pets, I put that. And like, no, but how do you know that though? Do you even know value at all? Like, come on. What the heck, man? That I don't know. He's gonna trade back or not. I give you these big pets, but no, I guess not. I don't know. No one's training. Bye bye. I think the last one before I go. Please, 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 please. Last one. This is the last one. I'll end the stream. It's my birthday, but you know, I gotta sleep. Please, man. Come on. Free me. I know you don't trade back. Oh my god, look at these hatches. Multi-bots. Multi-bots. And they are. No shame. 300, they deposit maybe 200k, some of them a bunch of spots. But 300, that's people still a lot. And this is Bubblegum Simulator we're talking about. Please, man. I need it. So I'm kind of homeless, man. Okay? I'm kind of broke here. for the least, man. I mean, woman. Please, no, please. It's training. They're all just hatching. It's all hatching. The one that I'm hatching, I got nothing. I got some good pets, but nothing. Means I no secrets. I no secret pets at all. How fun is this? We're having fun. Please, man, I need this. I'm kind of homeless. Please, I need this. I'm kind of homeless. Ooh. Hi. Hi. Let's try this out. Get a win here. I don't know. I don't know, but let's try my best here. Try my best. Team of 5. Oh boy. Oh boy. I mean, not really as a part of the team. It depends on what you offer. Okay. Let's see. Team of. Oh, okay. You have your shots? Yes, you do. How about Remo Sharks? How about Remo Sharks? Let me offer to. Number 2. Yeah, you do. Number 2. I don't know what I give you, but I could give you a I don't know. What do you have? What's the matter? What was that? Were you just declined already? Really? I got some. I need it for the shiny. I want to collect them. Whoever said that said the last one. I'm angry. I got no trades at all. It's funny. That's funny. Hilarious. Haha. Right. Casting it. Ooh, it's all training. No, that's good. No, you mean this. How about this? You have a lunar run. I see. Hi. Is lunar or offer? Is it for offer? Let's try my best here. I guess. Okay, you guess. I'll try my best here. Like Unicorn is great. I would give it this. Give you this. I'll give you this. I don't know. You could. I don't know what's this. Just have it. Yeah. I'll give you these guys. Unicorn. Don't. Is that all you can do? Really? But fine. Greedy, but fine. And greedy. I sure have a diamond one, but I didn't got one. What can I do? I don't know. There's a diamond one. How about this look cool. Where's other? Oh yeah, here. Oh, that's cool. I can have that. How about my thing? This one looks cool. Terrible trade, but I'm there. Yeah. Bro, these are good pets. I'm telling you, these are good pets. I mean, I know Luna's not. I know Luna's good. It looks good, but okay, yeah. Bro, these people are just. I'm gonna say this. How you know value? What's wrong? You know value. What's wrong? No, mystery. Happen? Did it just change? Game happened. I don't know. Oh, I think it. I see. I don't know what just happened. Oh yeah. Oh, the thing is gone. In 2 hours. The leaderboard. No. Oh no. Yeah, it's over. Oof. Do you know value? Ooh. What happened? Hi. The chat's gone. Hi, you guys are got good pets, my man. I could. Can I offer some pets for this? Can I offer my oh, you haven't had one, man. You got good pets. I don't know. 2 dragon to what? I don't know. You know what? I guess that's it now. It's my birthday, but it was a great time. It was a great time. Let's going to bed.